Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. My name is Strider656, and I'm thrilled to welcome you back for another adventure through Middle-earth. In this series, I'll be playing random ladder matches on Discord and showing you War of the Ring games from my perspective by only viewing my cards and sharing with you my thoughts and in-game reactions while trying to keep the end result a mystery. The other player is well aware that I'm making a video, as I ask for permission both before and after playing. Hope you enjoyed this video. I encourage you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Today's adventure features Joe Chu. Joe Chu started playing War of the Ring 10 years ago, started playing the Discord this year, and was brought to the Discord through Ira's videos. I did ask him as a new question if he watched my channel at all before. He has. And I asked if he wanted to play a video, if he wanted to play a game, and be recorded, and he agreed. So we played this game actually earlier today, and I'm just excited to get another video out. This is actually a pretty exciting one, so I look forward to sharing this with you. I asked Joe what set he wants to play. He says Shadow, and I take free. He asks if I want tokens, and I say no, I hate tokens, as you all know, my stance on them. So I draw into, or let's dig into it. So this is turn one. I draw into Fear Fire Foes in the Great Company. We all know how I feel about the Great Company. I don't really like it. I say great starting hand. Yay, because these cards aren't really that playable. I say Fellowship okay. Allocates an eye. Rolls two more. And I roll this roll. Take a second to think what you do, but I'll tell you what I did. I'm thinking I want to cycle with Gandalf because so I'm going to draw a card, and then I'm going to play a card, strategy card. That's my plan. So I draw into Celeborn. I tell him I can't pass. He draws a strategy card. And I decide to play Celeborn right away, just to cycle. And I draw into Path of the Roses and Guards of the Citadel. He moves Isengard to war. Now I decide to move the Fellowship. He moves randomly. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Roll for the hunt. He rolls. I'm safe. I'm trying to think of where it was. But while playing this game, I made the realization. I guarantee you thought of it. When there's three eyes in the pool on turn one, I have Fear Fire Foes in hands. I could have separated companions. And gotten a turn one Aragorn. So I'm kind of regretting this right now. That's what I'm thinking. I contemplate if I should move or cycle cards. And I decide to cycle cards. So I play Guards of the Citadel. I draw in the last battle. So, I mean, I've done a good job this turn of getting a lot of strategy cards. He draws a character card, and we go into turn two. So now I will go alone, and Power of Tom Bombadil. Fellowship's okay. So now I'm contemplating. Let's see what my roll is first. Similar roll, and now I'm thinking, okay, this has spoken to me again. I'm going to try to get Aragorn turn two. And my thought is, so I start counting, because I've already moved once. I will go alone in hand. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to go 10 total. So 1, I've already gone. I'll go alone will give me another one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm thinking what to do. I decide to move first. I'm hit. It's a reveal. I take the corruption for two reasons. One, because I can heal this one with I will go alone. And two, I don't want to lose Gandalf to a 1. He plays Candle of Corpses. Now I'm kind of regretting my life choice here because I don't know if this is a good choice. He only gets one hit, luckily. So I'm happy about that. I mean, I'd like to get 0. That'd be great. So it's time. Time for Strider to leave. He brings a Hobbit with him. One, two, three, 4. Yep. Because then I can only move one more time. And then I get Aragorn. He says, that's nice. I say, yeah. And now he's moving his people to Umbar and up. Now I play Fear Fire Foes using the Will of the West, which means I'm using it as a Palantir. So it's not even a movement, so I'm also cycling my cards. And I draw into Kinfrid of Glorfindel. He realizes why I changed dice at this point. So, yep, because I was contemplating using the Will of the West to play I Will Go Alone, but I'd rather have strategy cards because free is normally really low on those. You bring Saruman in. I crown Aragorn. Sauron's to war. So Aragorn left the Fellowship pretty early. Hobbit wanted to check out Gondor. That's my story for them. The Fellowship is revealed. But now I'm in danger of not being able to hide the Fellowship as easily or move them as fast as Strider's gone. And I draw into Smeagol and Grimbeorn. Now I have the first interesting choice. I have to figure out what do I want to discard. I think I had to go with Path of the Woses because that card it's situational. And the other cards are better. So I do kill that. Fellowship okay. This is not the best roll ever. So I'm trying to think of what to do. I think I need to hide the Fellowship. That's what I start with. He plays Ringrazor Abroad to move his Nazgul onto me. And then he moves armies. He moves up from here and up from here. So now I'm feeling the pain because I just realized in all these movements and all the Will of the West I've had, I haven't used them as army hybrids to do the preparation of Do or the defense of Do. But however, these guys are not close to at war. So I do have some time. I don't want to give him a ring yet. So I think for a while, I decided to play Power of Tom Bombadil so I can cycle cards while moving the north down since he's right. He seems to be going due. This will move the north and it'll prevent the Shire from getting attacked. I draw into Spirit of Mordor, which is so I have both scouts in hand now. He decides to do the voice muster. Is that what happened? Yes. I decide to play Grimbeorn, but not for the scouts effect because I have the other scouts. I figure it might as well muster up the do line to help out in what's about to happen. He plays Rage of the Dundonlings, so he could be going Grey Havens. He could be going Shire, but I also have Power of Tom Bombadil on the table. So I'm hoping that he thinks he's going to try to move up here and attack and realize he can't. I decide to flip and move Gondor down. I realized I should have activated Gondor, but I forgot because the Hobbit was there and Aragorn appeared, so both actions would activate Gondor. He moves right outside the Shire and moves up. I decided to move the Fellowship now, hoping to not get hit. And I get hit. Twice. So I'm thinking, please do not be an I. Because I don't want to deal with Moria, but I don't. I got a 1. So I'm getting the 1s early. I said to take the corruption. And I'm taking the corruption because I have too many people out. I need to maximize my corruption game here. Plus I've been using Gandalf's ability pretty well. So we take the corruption. We're at 3. Sorry, we're at 2. He puts Palantir out to end the turn. I draw into Dead Men and Book of Mizarble. Decision time again. I get rid of, I think for a while, and I think Glory of Kinfrid of Glory. Oh my gosh. I can't say the Kindred right. Kindred of Glorfindel needs to go because I've already drawn a lot of strategy cards with Gandalf, and I don't need to muster up in Rivendell because I'm looking at Moria and he's doing nothing about this. If anything, he's going after Grey Havens. So that's what I get rid of. Fellowship, I'm not going to declare into Moria. This is the first time he doesn't roll 3 eyes. I decide to move right away. I want to lose Gandalf. Miss. He plays half orcs and goblin men. Now this army, which didn't look scary at all, is terrifying for Grey Havens. So I decide to cycle to see if I can draw into a power 2 great. And also get Aragorn out of Dol Amroth. So the king runs away again. Do I have dead men in hand? I have dead men too. So I'm thinking I could play dead men to come back in if I want. But I didn't have enough movement. But I drawn through a day and a night, which shows possible military. But then I look at everything and it's not possible to go military right now, given the state of the board. And I realized I made a mistake. What I should have done is I was thinking I should move this dwarf down and this guy from the Shire out, because you can't just walk into the Shire. And that'll make it so he can't get to Grey Havens without going through them. That's what I'm thinking. But I decided to just deal with it. Joe Chu's deciding he wants to think with the witch, wants to get the Witch King this turn. Trying to think of ways to do that. He brings the Southrons and Easterlings down. I do my block. Moves them down again. I think. And I decide I want to get Gandalf the White. So I move the Fellowship. Miss. I'm hit. It's a 2. This time I'm going to lose him to that because I could get him. However, there's a chance he has Day Without Dawn and can play it on me. I said, again, if I cycle through enough, it is time for him to go. And then I totally forget about this movement here. So he moves to Harlingen, which I forgot that's the place on the board. So we're in Harlingen. I say sneaky. He says, you thought I didn't know that way? And I was like, whoever goes here, whoever goes to Harlingen. So the Grey Havens elves are hanging out looking like, what's going on? Why are there Uruk-hai up here? So war is looming. I decide there's no reason to delay this.
Is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely
And Gandalf the White shows up and Fangorn. So I'm going to have 6 dice, which is nice. He plays Horde from the east. I forget that that's a muster card, and I ask him. It is a muster action. So now this is looking very threatening, and everyone's to war for Shadow right now. He attacks Grey Havens. And I decide to go into siege. And he moves right outside of Dale. So the military hasn't been moving very fast, but they're close to being on action. Because this would be 1, 2, and possibly the do line, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he's got down here for his 8, 9, 10. That's where I'm seeing where his points are. So here we go. Next turn I draw into Ents and Dane. Great Company is an obvious get rid of. Then I'm trying to think of what else to get rid of. I want my scouts. I want my daylight. I want my -1. I want my dead men. I want through day and night. I want the Ents, and they're all good cards. What would you get rid of? So I think for a long time, and I decide that the Thrent of Ents is more powerful than actually playing this end card. So I actually trash the end card and Grey Company. That's my choice. because I don't want to get rid of blue tiles. And then I think I thought I didn't move that much. Then I realized I actually did. I moved 1, 2, 3. So that's where I am. I'm in Path Kellerbrent. Allocates an eye and rolls a million more. Then I roll this. He's not getting a lot of actions, but I'm not doing a lot either. I decide to move the north down so that if he attacks them, they're at war, and I can muster up in Carrick. If he moves here, I can muster the north to war again. Or no, if he moves here, I can just wait patiently to see what he attacks. He plays Orcs Multiplying again. I play Smeagol. Helps Nice Master. Get that in the pool. Also draw a character. Oh no, I can't draw anymore. Gandalf's gone. I say you like to roll eyes. Let's see his statistics on eyes. I'll just tell you what it is. He's rolled 9 eyes. He's +4. So, yeah. I don't think we've had any combats yet, though. I tell him he can pass. He says, oh, what a gift. He decides to pass. I move the Fellowship now because no Nazgul army, there's a low chance of hitting him, and he's got 4 eyes. And he does hit on the last eye. This is 4216. So Fellowship is kind of sad about this. We did get a lot of free movement, though. We moved 1, 2 here. We got hit here. So I draw into 1 reveal. I take it because I need to maximize my corruption again. Go to Eastham Net. Because at least the hunt works. He thinks he plays Fighting Uruk-hai. And now I'm like, oh no, Grey Havens is going to fall fast. So he plays Pits of Mordor. Doesn't hit. I don't hit either. So I'm not too happy about that. Next turn, I play Daylight because I want to have him roll less. He plays a new power as Rising for the Great Host effect. I get 2. And he can, and the 1 works. I take the 1 by just downgrading an elite. There's no card I play Confusion. But my Confusion doesn't work. I'm sad about this. It's through a day and a night, and that could have been a great military shift. But now that's gone. But I do get 2 hits back. And I survived. I decided to move Gondor to war. Because I want to muster down here, just in case. And otherwise he would... But I think I just gave him the Witch King. But if I didn't do that, he would have attacked Dale. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it happens anyway. So he brings the Witch King in. I decide to... What just happened? Did I draw a strategy card with the muster action? I must have been exhausted. Sorry, Joe. He attacks Dale. I scout away into Lorien. Okay, so I just misplayed, Joe. I'm sorry about that. So that I would play this at, like, for my time it was 3 to 5 in the morning. So I should not have drawn the card with the muster action. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so sorry about that. We all make mistakes. I draw into Faramir's Ranger House of Stewards. And he has 3 eyes. I have a lot of movement here. So I start by hiding. Actually, I don't hide. I see the potential for going after Erebor here. And I decide, even though I have Dane in hand, I'd still like this to be a full force. So I move them, and I move these guys down. Just to be annoying. Plus I can move in here. if he decides to attack. Or he doesn't attack, I can just walk all these guys in. He attacks Old Forest Road. I play Confusion, hoping for some hits. He plays Storm of Bats. He gets 2. I get nothing. He presses, so I decide to retreat into Woodland Realm. I remind me to move anyone in. Then I realize he's probably trying to walk them over into Carrick. So the job of the Fellowship is to be obnoxious, the free people player. So the North is frustrated, so they just muster. I decided to do one guy here and one guy in here. Just in case, because he could always have Corsairs of Umbar. He uses his army action to move up into Iron Hills, and second movement, he's condensing his forces in Mordor. I flip the Fellowship now. Attacks Woodland Realm. Elves are at war, go under siege. I decided at this point I want to get rid of the Palantir because I don't want him cycling too much. I know it's been there for a long time. Usually I do this earlier, but he wasn't rolling a lot of Palantirs, and he hasn't used this yet this turn. So I say, enough of your fun. He says, okay, you waited really long. I said, yep. And he thought he wouldn't do it ever. And this is when he wanted to use his P action, but too bad. I'm with the Fellowship now, and I am missed. I say, finally safe. Now he plays Nazgul Search. I say, come on. I'm actually okay with this because I still have a character action showing. And I don't really want to move again because it's really dangerous. Moves his Nazgul around, and I decide to go here because I don't want to play Stormcrow. That's my thoughts. That's what I was thinking at the time. And I flip the Fellowship for my last action. He uses my ring to attack Grey Havens and gets the hit. And I get 1 hit back, so that's a weak army, though. So I think I could probably retake that. I draw a Mithril Code and Emerald of Delamroth. I'm going to probably get rid of House of the Stewards here. See if I get rid of it. Yes, I do. Fellowship is okay. Another 3 eyes in the pool, so very eye heavy. I said to move the Fellowship before he can put the Nazgul on me. I'm hit twice. It's a 0 reveal. There goes my moving a lot this turn. I only have 1 ring left, so I'm not going to Mordor this turn. Trying to think where to go that has the most options. I was gonna do Dead Marshes. Then I realized that there's only one way to go. So I decided to go to Eastern Emyn instead. But Hill Trolls to make Woodland Realm scary for me. But I do have the 3/1 there, but I don't have Thranduil. I think I decide to just be obnoxious in Carrick. That's what I'm going to do with this. That's what you should always do with the do line. I decided that North is just being obnoxious here. And like, yeah, I'm not going to let you take this. He brings Nazgul in here and here. Flip the Fellowship. Now he moves the Nazgul onto me and moves his leadership all around. Blocks off my path here. Gives me a little parade into Mordor. I think I decided to play Aemir here, the illegal card that I got before. You draw a strategy card. I decide to muster an elite into Delamroth just in case. He plays Grond. So now he's played both the cards that attack a lot for free. He starts with They Are Terrible, but Happy Falthing from the Deep is played. He gets 1 hit on the reroll from that. I only get 1. I'm rolling pretty bad, though. Turn 2. He does no card. I decide to play a shield wall, which helps because he does get more than one. And I get 4 back, so it finally hit. So I take 2. But this army is shrinking, which is good. He gets 1. I get 1. He presses, doesn't hit. I hit. And he finally gets it. And I get hit back. So that army has been shrunk. And I have this Carrick army close by. So this is pretty good for me. So with my last action, I muster another elite in Carrick. He decides to move his dice all the way up here, but I know what he's doing. He's moving out. I just laugh. And he blocks Arid Luin. He's probably scared that I was going to muster dwarves up here. But he's just blocking the muster point for me. And here we go. This is turn number 8, I believe. I try and help unlooked for and Athelas. Another 3 eyes against me here. Now these Will of the West. My plan now is to get into Mordor. He's my Will of the West to move. He misses. I say safe. He plays Cruel Weather early, which is good for me. I don't have to risk it later, but he's also moved me off with a reroll. So I decided to move the Fellowship again with the Will of the West. This time I'm hit. It's an eye, which I'm not happy to see. I'd rather not be revealed. Now I have to use a ring to get into Mordor. He plays Morgul Wound on me. I flip the Fellowship. He attacks Erebor, which I'm happy to see because I do have Dane. I decided to play Dane with my hybrid. Might have been smarter if I brought another elite into Carrick just to be more obnoxious. But I'm thinking I want to use one of these to move the Fellowship. And I want to use one of these to play Athelas. That's my thoughts. That's why I used the hybrid the way I did. He brings an elite to Dol Guldur, which tells me he probably has Shadows Gather or Shadow Lengthens. I play Athelas, hoping to get some heals. I do get 1, which I'm happy about. He mentions that it was equal to Candle of Corpses, so yeah, that's kind of balanced out. But now I have no fear of Morgul Wound, so I could get below 4 at that point and be okay. There it is, Shadow Lengthen, so he moves 4 guys up here. And he moves 1 guy in the Witch King up to Erebor. I give him a ring with the Fellowship. I'm hit twice. Another 0 reveal. And I draw into a 1. I take the Corruption because I need to maximize my Corruption. I don't have to worry about Candle of Corpses, so I don't have to worry about losing companions. So I'm up to 5 Corruption in Mordor, which is net 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -2 net Corruption. He attacks Carrick now because he's probably worried about me. This makes perfect sense. But mustering. He plays no card. I play no card. I decide to move out because then that moves me closer so I can play Help Unlooked For on them to be obnoxious. All right, turn 9. Ents and King Brandsmen. So now there's a chance that I could bring them in here, and King Brand can be even more fun. So there's 2 options here on what I can do. So here I am in Mordor. He allocates 2 eyes, rolls 1 more for his traditional 3. Let's look at the hunt pool. So all the 1s are gone. So it's all high corruption coming up, and I have the -1. So there are no more ones in the pool, no zeros in the pool. So it's going to be a very painful climb. But I don't roll any real movement here. I can hide, which is good. That's what I start by doing. That's all I'm doing this turn with that. He plays The Ring is mine. I put Mithril Coat out. But I decided to play Ents first. I get 2. He's not going for Rohan anyway, but just to really deter that. He draws a character card. I decide to muster a guy in the Shire. I think about it. And I put an elite there instead. Because that way I can threaten to retake here. He reinforces Woodland Realm, puts more guys in Carrick. Now I move to Withered Heath. Move these guys here. Because don't forget Tom Bombadil's still on the table. He plays Olagai to muster up in Grey Havens, which makes sense. I say darn it. Help unlooked for. Another rare card to see. North is like, we're coming for you. We're going to help you out, dwarves. Here we go, Erebor. Then I realized I don't have any leadership. This is going to be brutal. But what I'd like him to do is move off so I can have all elites in here. All right. So he does no card. I get a hit. He gets a hit. I think for a while I decide to press. He stays. No card, no hits. He gets a hit on me. And I keep pressing. He hits again. And I decide I'm going to just make it so that I attack every time and kill him off. Because what else am I going to do with them? Actually, no, I'm waiting until there's one left so I can be obnoxious and waste a die on him. So I've downed them to 8 and 1. And now he'll have to attack Al possibly to take care of him. So he's scared. So Gross help unlooked for. He says he missed it. He didn't see. He thought I moved twice from the Shire, but I only moved once and once here. But I do remind him that I haven't moved much in Mordor at all. He plays Corsairs of Umbar, but I do have Emerhill of Dol Amroth. And I laugh. And I play it. He says, of course you have it. And I remind him that my strat deck has like 6 cards left. So I've drawn so many cards with Gandalf before. Alright, he's attacking the single guy that's at Erebor, which is great because he's wasting his time. He attacks from the Witch King army. Also, my thoughts are if I attack him, he's going to forget about the mouth. Because he could have brought the mouth in here with that action because he has a ring. He attacks out. We both take a hit. Now I draw into Power 2 Great and Bilbo Song. And we go into turn number 10. So now I roll this. This is not what I want to see when I'm in Mordor. However, I can threaten a military victory. So what I'm thinking now is I'm going to threaten a military. I start by mustering an elite in Pelargir. He draws a strategy card. I move out and down. Puts a guy in Umbar and a guy in Dol Guldur. I attack Umbar. Because again, there's a chance. Because I'm thinking 1, 2. And I'm also thinking here, 3, 4. But he hasn't played Shadow of the Misty Mountains yet. Plays King is Revealed. Because Aragorn's in play. Rare to see it. But the guy's there. Attack Umbar. Do not get a hit. I press. And I get a hit. And he gets it back. He says lucky. She Loves Lair goes in the pool. Now I play Power 2 Great first so I can move out of Lorien without worrying about these guys walking in because they would need to discard before they can do anything. You play Shadows Gather to move everyone down here to retake Umbar. I think, and I decide to move them up and move the horsey up here to Edinmore's, aka the Northern Elite, so that way I can still threaten military here. And I move everyone down here. At his laugh. So someone isn't messing around. I take a corruption because I didn't move. All right. So here we go. Did I not draw my cards? Yeah, I didn't draw my cards, so that'll make up for the mistake I made earlier, where I drew what's his face? I can't think of his name. Aomer. So I did not draw my cards, but here we go, moving. So now my thought is I'm gonna change my plan and do a military a ring rush, because I don't see myself getting military when he rolls like this. That's not happening. He's only got one eye in the pool, so I can run up the Mordor track. He draws an eye. I think about Mithril Coat because of the reveal. Then I look at the hunt pool and realize that he has some reds in there, and I don't want to draw into a red. So I take a random. I lose Legolas. He plays Lure of the Ring. Kills out Boromir. I had the Fellowship. He musters an elite in Moria. I move the Fellowship again. This time it's a 3. And there goes the rest of the Fellowship. I'm at Gollum now. He plays Dreadful Spells on Umbar. I'm like, oh yeah, let's see if this hits. So these guys are hanging out in these Gondor units. They're just chilling. Probably having a little picnic in there with the leftover barbecue things from the Southrons and Easterlings. But the spells destroy me. He got 4 hits with Dreadful Spells. I never see this. But I still own Umbar because he has to move in. So I use this action to move back into Lorien. Because I do the math here. He could discard cards to retake here. So I take that. And I move these guys to protect the Shire because I'm like, he's not going to get to 10 from this. I leave Pelargir open. And my thought is I could move Strider up, then play Dead Men on here to get it back. I decide to pass and just give it to him as I'm going to move the Fellowship. Because I look, if I get an eye, it's only 3. And I do have Bilbo's Song. So he's condensing his units. I keep passing. He moves his leadership onto Erebor and onto Dol Amroth. Now I play Bilbo's Song first to get my corruption down. Down to 4. He attacks Dol Amroth using a character. I use King Brandsman. It's not going to do anything. Cancels my shield wall. So he gets 2 regular hits. I get 1. He presses. He does no card and gets 3 6s. And I get 1 back, which now I'm getting angry because it just feels unlucky. He plays Ezra Battle, gets it, and I get 2 back. So not good. I move the Fellowship using my character action. He draws an eye, and I think about it. Should I use Mithril Coat? I decide not to. 3 reveal isn't awful. Because, again, there are reds in the pool. I take it. And he moves a guy to Osgiliath. I don't know why. Maybe in case I move these guys down to retake Pelargir, he could just walk into Minas Tirith. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Who knows? Now I draw, and I draw into Eagles Are Coming and Riders of Theoden. He forgot the mouth again. It's okay, man. I forgot to draw cards last time. So he can get 10 points this turn easily if he takes Erebor. But Erebor is pretty buff. He only rolls 1 eye, and I roll enough for movement. So I use my Will of the West right away, so he doesn't use Day Without Dawn, which he probably has. I haven't seen it yet. So I flip the Fellowship. He plays Lidless Eye to put 3 in the pool. I move the Fellowship. If I'm hoping it does not draw an eye here. So this is the pool. Okay, let's see what I draw. And I draw into Smeagol helps Nice Master. That brings me down to 6. Now I could win the game with anything except for a red tile, unless he puts his ring in the pool here to be an eye. Because that moved me up 6. He puts another red tile in the pool. Now there are 3. He says that's pretty GG. So we'll see. So in order to stop me, he has to get drawn to 2 red tiles. And drumroll, it's an eye. So very, very close game. Very fun game because it pivoted from to military. There's some deception by me there. Also, I didn't know what I was doing at that point. I did have the errant play of Aomer, but I also didn't draw cards. So we're going to call that a wash. But this is a really fun game. I want to thank Joe Chu for playing. It was definitely interesting. Let's look at the stats for this one. So you can see how it was stat-wise. Okay. So I was lower on movement. I mean, I had 19 in the end. He was high on eyes, but he averaged out only +2 in the end. His combat was really good. As Shadow, you want to see this. And I was decent, but I don't know. It felt unbalanced combat-wise for me. So anyway, that was the game, guys. Thank you for watching. Please, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Please leave a like, a comment. It would be great. And I read all of them. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, if you want to be featured in a video, you can find me in the Discord. You can message me and say, hey, I want to play, I want to be featured. I'll let you pick your side if we haven't played before. And my next video will be on Thursday. It'll be a live video around 2:30 of my next tournament game against Sharps. If you haven't seen the first one, please check that out as well. All right, everyone, take care. Bye.